Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to RC Pilots Lounge live from Alabama. We are at the Bigfoot show and we all didn't get eaten. We're live and happy. I'm about to eat an apple pie too while we get folks talking. How's it going, everybody in the chat? Can you hear me? Let me know.
Guess who's behind?
Ah! See Bigfoot right there? Yep. See, totally friendly, just like there's Kenny. Kenny in the house. Happy birthday, 21.
21 again.
We have good times when we have these kind of things.
Dear, I'll get with you later.
Here, let me see that top. Let's put it on.
I don't know if
Check
I put
it out.
on.
Man, look at all
He's
these
just
comments.
So sweaty in it.
Oh, yeah. I get it. Smell it.
Yeah.
Put it on,
Where did y'all get that?
Jerry bought it for our club.
Nice. That had to be expensive.
So yeah, we'll do some roll call like we always do, right? And then roll call live on site as well. Joe Turney, what's going on? Victor RC Jets. David Snyder, we miss you, man. Gosh, it's going fast. Boss 223, Chris Aida, Snow River. How's it going? Eddie K in the house. He was here today. Third Day RC. Big Jim. Ha. He owes you one. Gotcha. Big Jim's here now. We're going to introduce everybody here in a second. Newts. Scotty Story, what's going on, dude? You know what? It was after the show. It rung. It didn't ring a bell. Like, man, good to see you. We met in Vegas the other day, man. I completely forgot that last week. And then afterwards, I was like, oh, yeah, golly, I know Scotty. Good to see you, man.
And Kenny. I mean, he looks kind of like Bigfoot anyway.
Jess Harris, Eric Tennant. Can you hear this baloney going on back here?
That's what's going on back here.
Easy. Pay it forwards in the house twice. J Huff.
You're right here beside Ron.
Astral PX. Yeah, it is. It's totally freaky.
Rowan's going to sit beside you.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. They can move.
Two winners.
We got a crazy story to tell you. Get in here, dude. All right. This is definitely not going to be monetized because of kids. That's all right. Who needs it?
Yeah, I'll just.
Rowan in the house. Get your head in the shot a little bit. There we go.
There's Rowan.
Yeah.
So let's tell the beach story, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, I'll probably do most of the talking. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
It's nothing new.
Nothing new, Rowan.
I'll-
Nothing new there.
Y'all still here? 3.5 years. So, all right, we got a crazy story. So listen, yeah, I'll let you. I promise. Just speak up when you do. You ready? All right, cool. So listen, the Beechcraft, you guys know it. It's an awesome plane. And I didn't get one down here to fly. So they raffled one. And I never do that stuff. I never do the raffle. I don't play lottery. I just don't do tickets because I'd feel bad if I won. But this time, for whatever reason, I'm like, I'm not going to feel bad if I win. So you know where this is going already. So $25 buy-in. They had to sell, 18 tickets, which makes it a break even for the shop. Totally cool with the model box all week here. So I bought a ticket. I bought one ticket. I won. I picked ticket number 3, and I won. Actually, I was taking a nap, and I won. And I ran over there, and I got the beach.
Only second
Cool.
time ever in history you've ran.
Right. Exactly.
One was a fire and one was
Exactly. And so I'm like super pumped I won. I don't really, like I say, I don't play these games or whatever. So today they were doing a raffle for the pilot prize.
Kid won it, you crashed.
And Mark came over and asked us, about our ticket numbers or whatever. And I was like, I didn't get a ticket. I haven't registered yet. Been here all week though. But yeah, it didn't register yet. So I'm like, all right, cool. They want our AMA numbers. I go over there and I register and I get the pilot pack. Well, I got a ticket. And I won the drawing today. 2 days in a row. It's like I should play lottery probably because I really never win, and I won twice. So I won like a T-shirt, and I won a gift card for the model box for $25. I'm like, I'm not local. Let's give it to a kid. And here's one right here, Rowan. This kid is smart too. Check this out. So he got a $25 gift card, goes to the model box. Hey, I want a raffle ticket for that beach. And he's like, they're like, all right, cool. You can do that. That's fine. Guess what ticket number he picks?
3.
3. Guess.
Wow, you're good.
And yeah, how'd you figure that out? And guess what he won?
The beach.
3.
Let him tell you. What'd you win, man?
I'm excited. What can I tell you?
You guys in the same grade? So
Ticket right here.
you won that sticker? That's the ticket.
Yeah, this is the.
Now I know where that expression comes from, dude. Pound it. Nux. So what did you fly today, Rowan?
Yeah, about 2 times.
Tell me about it. What planes was it?
Flew an F-22.
You flew an F-22?
Yeah, EDF.
Sick. Which one? Like 64 millimeter, 80, 90?
Scott's.
64.
Luke's. So
Luke's?
Yep.
The
64
64?
upgraded to a 70.
Oh, sick. How'd that go?
decent. It was pretty short. It was my first time flying an EDF. So.
How'd it go, Luke?
It went really, really well. He did really good.
Did you? How was the landing? That's my favorite thing on an F-22.
I let him land it.
Okay.
It was my
That's all
first
right.
time.
He got really close, and you know,
I hear
next time he's gonna nail it.
that's awesome. F-22 is fun. It's one of my favorite ones. It doesn't matter what size it is. I think it flies really amazing. I flew a little one time, and I was like, "This is sick," because what really caught my attention was pulling the nose up and the way it like just caught ground effect and landed like super cool on the back two wheels. So when I knew a big one was coming, I'm like, I'm all over it. So you guys are all flying that big one now. I mean, it's sick, right?
Oh yeah.
The 90 millimeter F-22. Doesn't matter who makes it. It's sick.
It's sweet.
So yeah, man, you'll get those figured out. I hear there's guys on YouTube that make videos talking about everything they do to land successfully on this stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Check it out. If you find out who it is, let me know. I need all the help I can get.
2 of them are here.
So just ask Nate, dude. Just ask Nate. So what else did you fly?
I flew a Turbo Timber Evo.
Turbo Timber, you're to blame. Turbo Timber for the win.
Yeah.
Do you like turbos?
Yeah.
Do you like Turbo Timbers? You like the big one or the little one best? You flew the Evolution.
I haven't flown a UMX one yet. I've only flown
It's
the
easy.
Evolution.
You want one? We'll figure it out, man. You ought to have one. You have a radio yet?
Yeah, DX6.
You're in the money. You'll be good to go, man. When did you start flying?
About 4 months ago.
4 months ago, and you're flying F-22s at the show with the big dogs. How cool is that?
That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
Come on, man.
That's cool.
So, what grade are you and Kenny in?
I'm in fifth.
Fifth grade. You'll get there someday, Kenny, man.
I'm working on it.
So, this is your first time in fifth grade. Kenny's its third or fourth try. He should be a sophomore.
I'll make it one day.
One day.
So you're local out here. You're a member of this club.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So 4 months you've been coming out here. What? Let's find out, guys. We got someone young in the house. We don't get a chance to do this. What was the first? How'd you find out about our seed? Like where? How'd you even know about it or this place in particular? That's 3 questions. Pick the favorite.
Yeah, we moved here first, and then I've been watching flight tests for a while. So
Excellent place
want
to
get
go. You like building?
Interested. I haven't built much. Like I really haven't. Because I have an Aero Scout. I've built an Icon 5, and that's about it.
Okay. I like it. So flight test. And then, so you moved here from where?
Texas.
Texas. I like Texas. It's big there. So you moved here. And then how'd you discover the club, though?
Well, I searched it up, and it was like, this is the nearest one. So
It popped up on Google, like first page, because they're a good club, right? There's a lot of activity here. That gives them a lot of, you know what search engine optimization is?
Oh my gosh.
That's a joke that I'm asking that.
Ben Harvey. You should say how to be.
Oh, absolutely. It's just the way Google works. It's kind of fun, right? So like if people search things a lot, or there's a lot of activity around a place, it'll just naturally show up like on the first page of Google, which is really cool because companies pay for that. But it happens in real life for places like this that are super nice and active. Absolutely, man. Here's a flight test kit that Paul Ballard's going to give to you, man. Check this out. Which one is this? The FTX 29?
That's cool.
And
That's the
Ben,
one with the wings that go like this.
yeah, you know a lot about this. Ben Harbor, get in here, man. Let's talk with us. I think you can tell us way more about
Here,
this.
I'll just kneel down in here.
I can scoot over
Is
too.
this all right?
You can take my seat.
No, man.
No,
Stick around whenever you're ready. But
Here we go. I'm in.
we're talking flight test, and this is a good guy to do it, man. Ben Harbor's here. He brought some really cool planes, and that monster C-47. You've
That was
seen
fun.
that was amazing to watch. What a neat thing you've done there. So what do you real quick, because I want to talk about the C-47.
Yeah.
What do you know about this?
So this is it's a foam board speed build kit X29 that was actually designed by a high schooler. He was a high schooler at the time, a kid named Andres Liu. He was like interning with Flight Test at the time, and they were teaching him stuff, and he was learning. And he was already a great designer in his own right. So he designed this and prototyped it, and they blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
It is designed around either a 70 millimeter EDF on 4 or 6S. I built one. I flew it on 4S, and it screams. So if you put that on 6S, I mean, don't blink. But also, you can fly it on a pusher.
Oh, cool.
So you don't have to go EDF. So you can have the fun of a jet, and you can do pusher prop. And it's just elevons.
Can
That's
you
it.
keep
Two
it
channel.
a lot lighter if you do pusher?
Yeah, I think you can.
I would think so, almost.
Yeah.
You know, like less of a battery and
Yeah.
yeah. Neato. Man, that's yours, dude. Yeah. Paul Ballard gave it to you.
I think. Yep. That would be what it is. Yep. A C power pack for pusher.
Paul Ballard, thanks so much, man. Rowan, you got you a kit, and there's plenty of talent around here that can help you get it done, I'm sure, right, Scott?
Yeah.
Paul Ballard
yeah.
in the house. Thanks, man.
Build video online, and you can follow along.
That's right. And we were talking about flight tests because I was asking him, where'd you even think about RC in the first place? You know what I mean? And that was one of the things you said was flight
I've
test.
been watching them for like
So you know
3
this
years.
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Ben Harbor, tell us about your C-47, dude.
It's big, it's fat, it's slow.
Quarter scale, right?
Yes, 1/4 scale. It is 24-foot span, and as far as I know, and I've been looking, as far as I know, it is the largest electric C-47 anywhere. There's one other quarter scale C-47 over in Europe that I don't know if it's flown yet, but it's gas. And it's all beautiful and detailed, and mine looks good from about 20 feet.
I love it. I love it. And so this other one that you say like sized equivalently,
Yeah,
it must weigh what?
it's probably pushing 300 pounds
Pushing-
or more, I would guess.
3 pounds.
How is that happening? All right, cool. So the one overseas, equivalently sized, quarter scale, weighs pushing 300 pounds,
I'm guessing, yeah.
and yours weighs what?
So mine all up, ready to fly, like flyaway weight is 92 pounds.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a third the weight of the other one.
Yeah.
So with that, obviously you're using different materials to construct the thing.
Yeah.
The one overseas is, I'm sure, wet. It's gas.
It's probably it's gas powered, and it's fiberglass or wood, fiber, carbon, all this stuff.
kind of
and it's
the
got-
usual fare.
It's
so
got
to say.
retract. It's a beautiful model. And it's all in that vein. I really kind of wanted to basically show like how big could you actually build flight test style,
Yeah.
keep it simple. It's simple as a giant plane can be.
So let's just tell the folks what materials are used in your plane that help keep it light and emulates that flight test style. We're used to like the foam board. So obviously you got to scale it up. You're using probably like blue board and stuff like that, right?
A little bit. So it's actually originally I did want to use all flight test foam, the foam board, either monster foam, But I started doing the math on it, and it was going to be over 200 pounds, even just in foam.
Oh wow.
With that, because at that scale, and I'm not bashing their foam, and Bixler will back me up on this. He says, don't build with monster foam bigger than like 12 feet. That's pretty much the max. It doesn't scale up in weight very well.
That's pretty big.
So what I did was the nose is monster foam, and the tails are also foam board, and the nacelles too. The shaping on those was easier to do with that flight test foam.
Oh yeah.
But the the major wing skin of the fuselage and the wings are all sheet styrofoam. So it's the 1/2-inch like insulation styrofoam, that you get from the hardware store. And then inside, the fuselage formers are made from actually the green board, again from the hardware store. It's 3/8 or 3/4 thick. If you saw that,
it's still foam, but it's denser.
It's foam. It's denser.
Yeah,
it's stiffer. It's a little more brittle, but it's still incredibly light for its size. So those are pretty much just there to help keep that round shape and keep that all positioned. So it's I usually say it's like 95% foam, because there are a few spots in there where I've got some wood sandwich panels, mainly for the fuselage where it attaches to the wing. And then in the wing, there are foam spars that have carbon tube caps on the top and bottom. So that's how I kept that light and strong.
What is the spar? What are you?
That it's actually so the spar is also foam board. So it's a foam board blade. And there's two spars, front spar, rear spar. They're both foam board, but on the top and bottom there's a carbon fiber tube that is epoxied along the whole length. So it's basically like a carbon cap on the spars.
Got it.
So they're taking
is it
them
square stock or round?
Round. No, yeah, it's round, and I sort of telescope it as I go down, so it gets thinner as it goes out to the tip.
Yeah.
And then those, as they meet at the center,
I did not see your wings looking crazy at all.
No, well,
it looked pretty good.
As they meet at the center, so the wing is also in two pieces. It breaks in the center, and it's got two spars. Each one has two tubes. So I got 4 joiner tubes basically that have telescoping carbon tubes that cross the center line, and that's what joins the wing. But as you pointed out, like because of the fact that most of the mass of that airplane is concentrated in the nacelles, because the motors weigh like 5.5 pounds. The batteries are about 6 pounds for the two of them. And then there's a 3D printed radial up in there to just a dummy, for looks.
Yeah.
That weighs another like 3 pounds. So all of that mass is all right there on the motor nacelle, which is, just outboard of centerline and inboard of the wing brake, if you're familiar with the DC3 style. So as you're flying around, if you pull any kind of G's or anything, so if you pull back, all your weight's going down, right? So the mass of those engines is actually going down. So there's almost no root bending moment at the center. So those joiner tubes really are just there to keep the wings in line. And so, yeah, it's almost kind of like a span loaded, weight distribution.
That's so cool, man.
There's almost no weight in the fuselage itself. It's just a big empty.
Just has to carry the rest of it. Yeah. So this thing was super impressive. I know some of you guys have already seen this thing online, and if you get a chance to see it in person, like make a way to. But I think a lot of us filmed him flying, so there should be a lot coming out. I know I got some of your C-47.
Cool. Yeah.
What was I going to ask you, man? So the wheels are foam. They're huge. They look like rubber tires. You did a really great job with that foam. And then, so the landing gear and the nacelle, did you integrate those systems for strength, or is like one independent of the other?
Yes, actually I did, because the landing gear is right on, in the full scale one that retracts into the engine nacelle, pod. These are
forward.
This
right?
One's fixed. It's
on a real one, and it forward.
It's kind of forward. There's a weird break to it, but it mostly kind of goes forward. So this one, the one I built, was fixed again just to save weight and complexity. But the landing gear struts are, again, carbon fiber tube. They're about an inch diameter.
If you looked at this stuff, it would look like it's aluminum or something. I mean, it looks awesome.
I was good with silver spray paint.
Yeah.
So the landing gear structure is carbon tubes, and then I got 3D printed fittings that join it all together so it looks like the actual structure. And then up at the top, the front, if I remember correctly, the front struts that take most of the weight.
These guys.
Who
knows what's going on in the chat, man? I have no idea.
The front struts that take most of the weight actually attach to the front spar, I think. So that load goes right into that carbon.
Yeah. To the
and
wing.
then on the structure, there's a drag link that's kind of shaped like a Y. That one attaches actually behind the rear spar, but I've got some tie rods that connect it to structurally there. And then the engine nacelle, that whole pod, the round part you see is just an aero fairing. There's a box frame that is actually foam board, but then it's reinforced with wood in a few places. And then at the corners of the box, I've got carbon tube going the full length, sticking out. And then it's also got a diagonal truss on it to take that, because it's got a huge cantilevered load holding probably 10, 15 pounds out,
because your motors and your batteries are all up in there. Tony Spears in the house. We'll do roll call in the room here in a sec. So how many times did you try to make that? Is that the first one? You just engineered it? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, how many? I imagine if I did it, it would be a S show, and I would have tried it 5 to 100 times.
So I want to say, I don't want to say that that I did it just once, because then I sound like a arrogant butthead.
No, but that'd be awesome if you did.
But it is kind of, so I did have a sort of re-engineering moment in the midst of it as I was building out the wing and putting that nacelle box on. I had that part finished. And I kind of knew, I was like, well, I have a few carbon tubes for reinforcement here. But then as I started handling it and I had the wing done, and then I was starting to finish out the engine nacelle, and I started handling the motor a bit more. And I was like, I'm feeling the weight of the motor, and I'm feeling the weight of this radial and the batteries. And I'm like, oh crap, I don't really feel good about what's there. So I did sort of, I guess, on the fly or in the midst of the process, do a little redesign and beef up on it. And that's where I added some of the truss frame structure to it. But yeah, for the most part,
basically it sounds like you still really went with the design you initially had come up with, but just along the way decided to reinforce what was happening.
To be fair, to be honest, this is clearly, it's not my first one out. I also lean a lot. I take a lot of benefit from some good friends in industry and in the hobby. Spoiler alert, I work in aerospace. So I do have a lot of mentors that I definitely lean on. I didn't make any of this stuff up. People think, oh, great, it flies so great. I'm like, yeah, because it's a Douglas Ironworks design. DC-3s are still flying today because they're a great airplane.
They're still working, too.
And the fact that it looks so great in the sky and it's so stable, that's the testament to Douglas, So I'm kind of just I'm not reinventing. I'm sort of rediscovering it, in a way, which is really fun for me, and I hope other people enjoy that too.
It is a great. I've flown a couple smaller ones, and they're supposed to be this lumbering giant, but as a model, it's easy to overpower stuff. And so I had a GWS C-47. We thought these were big, and I think it was probably 38-inch wingspan, and it's a twin. So it was supposed to run off nickel metal, complete garbage, and like brushed, real lightweight motors. I'm like, I can't have that. So I put brushless on it, and like at the time, like a 2200 3S is like a 6L is now, but I way overdid it. But once I got it trimmed out and stuff, man, that thing, the shape, flies really good, and it looks super deco. And like there's some planes I feel like if somebody just you said draw jet, draw plane, draw twin engine plane,
Mm-hmm.
like just stylized, just beautiful looking. They look like they should go through the water even too. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just, I love the shape of it.
Yeah.
Great work on that, Ben.
Thank you.
What a treasure. When are you leaving? Tomorrow?
Well, I'm gonna actually hang out here, but I'll come back tomorrow and pick up stuff. I don't think I'll be flying a lot tomorrow.
Packing away. I think that's, I mean, look, no one's in it. I mean, some guys are packed, but
I wanted to fly one more time today, but I didn't have enough time to get another charge. I've got 2 sets of batteries. From mine, can I give a little shout out?
Tell us, yeah. Plug. Do it.
Windcatcherrc.com. Windcatcherrc.com. They are a local hobby shop, not local to me. Forgive me, I don't remember what state they're in, but he reached out to me and asked if he could help, and they donated all the batteries.
Sick. Nice.
And most of the wiring and carbon tubes. So they're a great source for that. And so I literally could not fly that plane without him in their shop. So
well, that's really that's nice.
But yeah, so I've got 2 packs of batteries so I can fly one and have one on charge. But I've never flown this plane this much in one day. And so I actually got out of sync and didn't have any more packs to charge.
I was glad to see you take advantage of it. It was a little calmer today, still kind of nuts sometimes. So tell us how many, like, what's the voltage? What's going to each motor?
Oh yeah. So it's running on effectively a 6000 12 cell. So there's 2 6000 6S in series in each nacelle.
Got it.
And they're actually
that's 8 batteries.
No, it's 4. So 2 in each.
2 in each.
2 in each.
Okay.
For the motors.
Dave. Thanks.
And they're running a 30 by 12 3-blade Zor prop. Also, thank you, Zor. They donated the props.
Do they stock props like that, or is that like?
No, they actually do.
They make them for you.
That's why I reached out to them in the first place, because they're the only ones I really could find that even advertise, that they made something that large, and they made a version. The ones that I have are ones that they make that are already painted with black with the yellow tips. They're already like World War II style shape and everything. So they were great. They actually make them bigger. They make 34-inch.
Props,
yeah.
And so there's no stabilization in that.
No.
Nope. And so the tail looked like I saw lightning holes in it.
Yeah.
So your tail's like covered, right?
Can I grab this?
Yeah, grab it. The tail's covered, right? Like.
Yeah. So this is a good topic. If you asked about the.
I'm sorry, Windcatcher in Ohio?
I don't think they're in Ohio, but maybe they are in Ohio.
I was just looking up trying to find out where it was. It's Windcatcher.
That's their site though, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was like Illinois or I'm not good at geography, so don't take my word for it. But that's the website. So the tails, like I said, are made out of the Monster foam, which is basically a double thick foam board. And I did that mainly just because I knew that I might be like removing the tails, putting them on and off, and I was the most comfortable with that material at the time. If I had it to do over, I would do the tails out of the same styrofoam, for the skin, and use foam or wood for the spars. But be that as it may. So as I was chasing weight, as you do when you're making anything in any airplane, I was just looking for anywhere I could cut weight. And tails are the first place you go, because if you can save an ounce on the tail,
it's worth more.
It's worth like 4 ounces at least in the nose, depending on
the leverage factor.
Depending on the moment arm. So I was able to cut, I think, maybe close to a pound,
just with lightning holes.
Just with those lightning holes.
Yeah. And then you covered it in like regular
So I covered it with laminating film, which is similar to a monocoat or a covering film. It irons on with a heat iron, but you can get it in different thicknesses. It's literally, it's the same stuff laminate paper and cardstock with. But
Is it more rigid because of that, or is it just it's similar to it?
the material or the tail?
That laminating material, like to me, I would feel like that's more than film.
It
like,
is the laminating film. It depends on the thickness. You know,
Yeah.
you can get thicker stuff, but it definitely is stronger than a regular covering film.
I would guess.
It doesn't shrink as much when you put it on, which actually can be nice if you're trying to do a nice, even, something flat, or like I use it a lot on anything that I'll do a belly lander with.
I'm sorry.
So you're good.
Go to the principal's office now.
Remember when the teacher would snap at you?
Where I used to live in Southern California is very rocky and dirty. And I don't like any landing gear just annoy me sometimes. So I like to do hand launch stuff. But belly landing in rocks and dirt is not nice to foam.
Yeah.
So I would take that laminating film and iron it on the belly, and it works like armor.
Is that
really
what you're
good.
using on the bottom of the F4 too?
Not on this one. No, actually, that's just strapping tape.
Okay.
I didn't think that far ahead.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you were already familiar with it.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. So I cut out lightning holes in the horizontal stab and the elevators, and that saved me enough where it balances on my desired CG without any additional dead nose weight. I've got all those avionics batteries up in the nose, the flight batteries in the nacelles.
Dead ballast just seems like a crime, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially if you've got the opportunities to get it right. Like in your case, you're blackboarding this thing. You know what I mean? Like drawing board. Nice.
I have a comment to make.
Please, Dave, come on.
I have a comment to make. Watching this show, I'm off to the side. You guys can't see me, but you might be able to hear me. It's Dave. It's Air Marshal, guys. Hey. So, watching this from where I am, this is absolutely fascinating because it's like listening to an interview with the RC version of Mike Payton. This is the lengths that this guy went through.
That's a high praise. Thank you.
Is just insane, man. Like, it's just awesome to listen to this. Yep. It's just fascinating.
And I'm like Barbara Walters.
Yeah. It's just absolutely
you're way
fascinating.
nicer than her.
Like, the lengths you went through to save a pound. Like, wow,
What kind of
man.
tree would you be, man?
So I'll be honest. No, that's a good one to bring up because. So I mean, I watched all he's doing with Scrappy and everything he's done, and to be honest, I did not give. Usually, I don't give a whole lot of thought to an ounce here or a gram there, because mostly I'm gonna throw it and fly it and crash it, and I'm wearing literally the shirt fly, crash, repair, repeat.
Yeah.
So I'm not usually, but on this one, and at the time I was building this one, I was also watching a lot of Mike Patey stuff with Scrappy, and how he is so militant about weight and tracking it, and shaving it everywhere you possibly can, because it does add up. I thought, all right, I will do because it really is the more proper engineering thing to do, is to really do the work. Okay,
Right,
I'm
ahead of time.
gonna take the extra, because I had already built the tails. I didn't want to go back and cut holes in them and recover it. And I'm thinking, okay, but this is the only way that I have a chance of getting it to balance without ballast or without going way overweight, and adding, because the other thing that added ballast does is dead weight just adds more needed structure.
that you only need for the dead ballast.
And as you add more structure, oh, by the way, it just got heavier, so you need to add more structure because
more
it got
power,
heavier.
and more.
And it spirals,
diminishing returns.
It spirals in the wrong direction. So I didn't think about it really in the way you said it, but he did kind of, watching him subconsciously, drove me to push to do that extra work, cut the holes, cover them,
Right.
do. And actually, what it ended up, it has kind of a cool scale look, I think, because the original, the real C-47 and DC-3, they've got metal tails, metal horizontals, but
Yep.
the moving surfaces,
Yes.
the elevators and the rudders are covered in
They're
fabric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see the ribs in those, and so it's kind of got that effect.
I love. Well, I
Which is kinda
noticed
cool.
it. I mean, look, I noticed.
Well, I'm glad
it,
you
know,
noticed.
that-
Yeah.
I was like,
It
dude,
looks
he
cool.
put light. I said it to myself. I was like, dude, he covered that. So there's why the only reason you would is if you like did lightning holes. And I was like looking at it, and I was like, yeah, he shaved Wade back here. Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
I'm gonna point the camera back.
Yeah, I guess. I liked watching your PT19 a bunch too.
Out of your face.
Thank you.
Whose PT19 is that?
That is a friend of mine
Sorry.
from Gunnersville. He actually, well, he lives in Arab, but so he his name's Eric. Hey, Eric. I don't know if you ever see this, but when we moved out here, I met him. He found out I was a RC flyer. He used to fly, doesn't anymore, but had another friend who passed away. So he sort of took his stuff. After we met, he said, "Hey, you fly, you build. Could you get this flying again? Because I'd love for his wife to see it
yeah.
fly again." And so I hope he's shared videos with her. So I actually, whenever anyone asks, I said, "This is not my plane. I'm the custodian of it." It's probably as old as me, if not.
I love.
You know,
I spent time in a real one. You know,
no
my grandfather flew for a living, and for fun, he had a T6, and and a PT19. So I've got there's a special place in my heart for those anyway. And I was like, dude, that is a vintage looking bird.
It
It's
is.
not like shiny. It looked like it had an airfoil tail instead of a flat one. The
So
flat
it's-
ones drive me nuts when they sport scale stuff.
it's an original. Well, original. I mean, I don't know really the pedigree of it. It's a Dynaflight model. That's the original kit.
And somebody will
makers.
know that name in the chat,
Dyna-
I guarantee.
Dynaflight PT19 89-inch wingspan, I think. And originally it was a gasser. You can tell because the cowl's got a huge hole in
I
it.
saw that.
I don't do gas, so I said, "Hey," I asked him, "You mind if I do a conversion on it?"
What is it? What is it? 6S, 8S?
It's on 6S. Yeah.
What's the
and
wingspan on it?
89 inches.
Okay.
Yeah. And
6S, and it was perfect.
and the way it worked out, I got lucky with this one because I gutted all the parts out of it, took all the fuel tubing, took the gas tank out of it. The engine wasn't mounted anymore. He gave me the engine, but I don't really work gas, so I ended up having to basically I cut a block of 4x4 and lag screwed that to the firewall, and that became my motor mount for the electric motor. And that put it right in the right place.
So you got a 2x4 motor mount in there?
4x4.
4x4 motor
Well,
mount.
not 4x. It's it is a 4x4
In the PT19.
Yeah.
And it probably wanted that chunk in
And
there
it-
anyway.
Well, that's the thing. So with that 4x4, with the speed controller and the motor, and then I put the 6S 5000 right where the gas tank was, and it balanced right on spec, and the thing flies like it's on rails. I
liked it.
I love it. It's solid. It cuts through the wind. It doesn't care. So yeah, it's fun. It kind of, and it's almost kind of like flying back in time for me, because when I started flying, my first real entry to flying was actually with slope soaring gliders. And the first power plane was an old stick 40 trainer, and I built it, a whole balsa thing, put a little 40 motor on it. And I wasn't good at taking off because I used to just throw all my planes.
Oh, right.
So I had a guy at the field take it off for me, and I flew it around. Then he landed it. And the first time I took it out myself, I took it off and flew it, and I swear the tree just like reached out and grabbed it. I mean, I was coming in, and it just all of a sudden it was flying, and then it wasn't flying, and it was in pieces.
It always hurts to hear a tree eat one, because it's not just it's still hitting after you hear the first few.
When all the pieces keep going.
It's like crackling through into this tree.
So I never rebuilt that one, but this kind of is that same kind of flavor because it's got the higher wing loading. It's got to go a little bit faster. It still slows down pretty good, but you gotta fly more energy management.
Yeah.
So
I
that's kind of fun.
will. I'm really happy with electrics, but when I go noisy, it's gonna be PT19.
Yeah.
And I think they have flaps, the real ones.
I
Don't they
wouldn't-
have split
they-
flaps?
If they have flaps, they're probably split flaps.
And I know the struts are.
I don't know off the top of my head.
But that a P-47, we know P-47s fly good. You see a lot of guys flying
Jugs are
big
cool.
ones, yeah, and Zeros fly good too. But I think I want a PT-19 first. And when I was learning how to fly, World War II planes is why I got into it in the first place. So these are stories I read, dudes I look up to knew their whole story, and so I wanted to learn that way.
Yeah.
I wanted a PT-19 first, and then I wanted a T6, and then I wanted, get into the fighters and stuff like that. So I did it. I did it that way when I was learning. I did a PT-17. I did a PT-19.
That's cool.
And this was GWS time.
Yeah.
So for me, like 2009,
Okay.
the GWS kits were EPS and nickel metal brush gear systems, just starting to make EPO foam at 39-inch wingspans, which I thought was huge at the time. And but you would buy them as slope soaring kits. That's what they called them, which is crazy. And you could get them with or without power systems. A lot of times I sourced my own power system.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what I was doing until I let the smoke out of one. It was really fast twice, and then it was not anymore.
I've done that a few times.
It was the right size motor, but I didn't know anything about KV. So super overpropped the 32 amp ESC in a GWS P40, let the smoke out. Then I found Heads Up RC, which used to be a real resource when you were building your own stuff, because he had data I never had or even thought of needed to know, because I was learning as I went. And that was like amp draw off of this battery, this prop, this pitch, this everything.
Yeah.
And so, all right, cool. I got a plane that's this big, and I would go look at manufacturers' planes that had similar like wingspans or weights, and look at their tech spec and be like, all right, my plane's about that. That's what I should probably get. Because it didn't tell you. Because a lot of this GWS stuff was going from, it was right at the precipice of this, going to LiPo, going to direct drive outrunners, like all this stuff. But yeah, I wanted to go through the training regimen of the World War II guys I was reading about.
Well, there's a reason that those planes, fly like trainer, and they fly good. That's what they use them for. I think I might actually have one of those GWS C-47s you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like
So you know what I'm
styrofoam.
talking about. EPS.
I never built it. I still have it in the box. I opened it up. I started building it, and then I, got sidetracked building this one. I wanted to use that one, the GWS one, sort of as a trainer.
Sorry, Rowan.
As a trainer to, for this one, but I got distracted with too many projects and I just never finished it.
Well,
But I
if
know
you
what you're
ever get a
talking
look
about.
at it, it's got a goofy door for one specific size, like multi-cell nickel metal pack.
I know
with
exactly what you're talking about.
It's not going to slide because it like teeths in basically. There you go.
Somebody got an airsoft?
I know, dude. I grabbed it out of the sky yesterday. Do it again, Sam.
Did you see that radiant fly by?
No.
The radiant went right over our head.
Did it?
Right
Yeah.
over
There
our
now.
That's crazy.
Quiet.
So look at we're gonna do roll call, man. Ben, pleasure, dude.
Thank you for
Awesome.
having
Stick
me.
around,
Yeah.
hang out. Rowan, stick around, hang out. Here we go.
Yeah, Rowan.
So we got a bunch of hanger rats here for real in the house tonight, and I'm gonna hop in the chat in a minute. All right, there's Paul McNeil, Tony Spears. What's going on? Brad's mom's in the background flying a Radiant or something. Scott Settles back there behind Ben Harbor's shoulder. We got RC rolling Greg in the house.
Here we go.
Nate's flying. There it is. Nate's flying. Brad's flying. We got Big Jim over here and Brad Pay It Forward. Where's Jim at? There we go. Hey. Dang it, dude. You'll put your eye out, kid. Kenny, where you at? You back in there? All right. School night. Scott, I want you to get in here and take over, man. Talk about this show. This has been fantastic. I'm going to let Scott take it for a minute.
Killer. Let's do it. All right, guys. First off, the show was incredible. I think I couldn't. Expectations were well beyond what I thought would happen. First off, it doesn't come good without the people here. So, the people here, of course, in the club worked hard. We appreciate that. It was incredible to see the club come together. A lot of stuff went down to make it happen, but really you can do all these things and paint and fix up and do all that. But if you're sitting here by yourself, it's not too fun. So, the Hanger Rats all came, Ben came, all these guys came and put a show on for everybody, and it was pretty awesome. We've had a blast. These guys don't quit. So I'm sure we'll be out here a while playing with cars and crawlers and planes and still enjoying it, but it was fun to watch. So
definitely about the kids.
Yeah, about the kids. Rowan, what do you think? How many kids are out here, you think?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a lot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'd say so. We had a flyby on Friday of a KC 135. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Pretty sweet. They put the boom out and came by one time pretty slow, and then one time buzzing the tower, and it was pretty cool. And we all loved it. The parking lot on a Friday afternoon at 3:30 for us, it filled out all the way down to the road. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe that many people showed up from the community to watch. And then tonight, the same thing happened for fireworks. So it was a really cool thing to see happen. So
We might need to take cover.
Louise. Come over here, right here in my hand.
Air marshal.
Come here, right here. Nate, right here, buddy. Nate ripped it. I'm just telling you right now. Nate ripped it during the show. He flew a Viper during the fireworks in the beginning, and I think he came about half an inch from the deck all the way down, inverted one time. It was pretty sweet. So he ripped a Viper, and we did a little show right before the fireworks or during the fireworks. So it was good. But we've had a blast.
So you want to tell them about the exciting day at all?
Yeah, I've told them about some.
The turbine deal?
Oh yeah. So we had a whole group of turbine guys that kind of came, and we had one kid that was 13, and they're out of Georgia, and he could really, really fly. His name's Maddox, and they came and flew, and it was pretty amazing to watch this kid fly. He hadn't been flying very long, a couple years, I think, and just ripped the skies on his turbine, and it was pretty neat to see. But those guys flew for a couple days off and on. We had Ben flying his plane and all of us flying ours, and entertained the crowd, I think, about every minute of the day. So it was fun.
But tell them about our big event on Thursday.
Who's that? What's that? The what? Yeah, let's tell that one. So Thursday afternoon, we had a member that had made, this was his second flight, right? So we had a second flight. What's the name of that turbine? I went blank.
Bandit.
The Bandit. And it's a beautiful plane, by the way. And you can see it on our Facebook page if you want to go back and look at the pictures. But he was flying it, and he was I think he was probably either slowing down or he was in downwind when it happened. I was not looking at it exactly when it happened, but he lost control. It went into the woods and blew up, of course, and caught on fire. Well, our field is about 38 acres, and it's a long way to where it went down. we of course sprinted with fire extinguishers. We all got there, and there was a fire plume around about 10 foot, 15 foot in diameter around the carnage of the plane, and it was burning very hot. We sprayed all of the fire extinguishers at the same time, but it was nothing for this fire. And the fire spread very, 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 very quickly. And we burned almost 4 acres, said and done. So the fire department came, of course, and helped us. Wonderful guys over here at Mount Olive, and Kimberly that helped us, and Morris that helped us get the fire out. But we all learned firefighting skills. So we're all professional firefighters now, mostly. Thanks, Scott. Not me. The guy with the turbine. Huh?
Next year will be bigger.
Yeah, next year will be bigger. We'll have bigger flames and bigger fires. No, it was a scary situation, but we got it handled. You don't mess with that stuff, and we learned a lot. The club has learned a lot this event, that's for sure. We've had fires to obviously a big crowd, which has been great. So
Someone
it'll be bigger.
flying the wrong plane.
What?
Who
We talking
was
about?
that?
Dude, I got lucky. That was there were 2 Vipers sitting right there. One of them was mine. It knocked my nose cone off. But that was,
So I'll just go and come clean. I had there was 3 J65s on the runway right at dusk, and one of them was mine. We were waiting on Luke Short to get done and to put his battery in to get out there, and Garrett and I were sitting on the runway, and we decided, I was talking, distracted. That's my whatever. Anyway, Garrett said, "Let's go." So we gunned it. Well, yours truly, Scott, was looking at the wrong plane. I thought I was looking at my plane, and I was looking at Garrett's plane, and my plane went into the pits and was over by the fence going, "Wah!" And Garrett was screaming like a little girl going.
after it went full throttle in between 2 Vipers.
Yeah, that's right. I thought that Garrett crashed, and but it was really Scott that crashed, because when I moved the stick, it didn't move. But I was looking up in the sky, so
It wasn't a crash.
yeah, it was bad. I was able to get back up in the air though.
It was a
So was I.
thunder.
Yeah, it was scary though
It was a wing
for the
man.
J65. Whoa, here comes the plane.
What do they call it?
Oh, well.
That was weird.
That was nice.
That was nice.
The police dumb man.
Brian killed the owl with my
Here's another one.
Here
Huh?
I
comes.
said you killed the owl with my F5.
I did. I did, yeah. I put it in the fence.
A fake owl.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a great event. We've had a great time, and I
Okay.
appreciate everybody's help. And it's fun. It feels really good to kind of be done and having. We're just gonna lay loose tonight and have a lot of fun.
I really shouldn't have took it up. It was almost okay. That landing did the same thing it did to me last
Yeah.
time. F5 has an extra rudder.
I hear the cars are out already here, so
One
I'll
of
post
them,
it on
one of
Hobby
them,
Swap.
that's Paul Ballard did to get up.
Paul Ballard's got his car out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good.
Come here, Terry. Come here.
Too dirty.
No, come here. Come here.
Too
Come here.
dirty.
Come on, Terry.
Come around.
Go stand next to
So this is
Not
the
on my
hardest
show,
working.
it's
This
not.
is the hardest. I'd like to introduce to all the Pilot Ryan fans out there. This is the hardest working man in RC, and especially at Birmingham RC. It's Terry
And
Martin.
we're gonna thank him
And
with the plane to the head.
I tell you what, yeah. I tell you what, the man has touched every square inch of all 38 acres, I feel like, at this place, and made it better. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it, buddy.
Y'all
Thank you.
welcome. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was awesome. You know, if you can't say anything to Terry, hey Terry, I kind of want to do this. And I went and did something, and it was done when I got back. I'm like, geez, Terry, I just wanted to help you. So it's awesome. He's incredible. So thank you, buddy.
All right. Here's another one. All right. Good night, boys.
Good night.
Terry.
Good night.
Appreciate you, man.
Good night.
Appreciate it.
That car sounds awful. What is that?
I know.
That's
That's
it's drifting.
sounds like a chain drive.
It's that
It
those
does.
metal gears and that thing.
It does.
That's the Arma roar.
I will, Fred. I'll tell Terry.
All right, man. I have ignored the chat the whole
It's
time.
actually not cold.
Let me see what's happening.
It's really not cold.
No, I'm just
Um,
For you.
Bye, Scott.
Bye.
You guys.
Scott, thank you for all you've done.
Oh, you're welcome, buddy. I'm so glad you came, Paul.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
Bobby,
Ben
we
came.
missed you,
Ben's
dude.
actually close. He doesn't know people are going to be hanging a lot.
Colder in California,
In 2020.
but it's not too bad. The first 2 nights it was really cold.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
No, 1 hour.
Bobby, we miss you, man.
Yeah.
Wish you were here, G.
Yeah, Miss Bobby K out here.
So a lot of these guys are here, and some of them aren't. So I'm just now hopping back to the chat. Man, yeah, it's been a great time here at the Bigfoot Show, and a lot of good flying. And we got some boys here from South Bend with us, Nate and Paul Ballard, and Paul McNeil. Kenny's here, Jeff from Lower Alabama. We've just had a ton of folks that we see all the time in the chats and online here at the show. I'm sure I'm missing folks. Yeah, Wrights was here. Golly. Jerry McGee was here. Bunch of folks. Let's see, looking at the chat, trying to catch up. Dan Zimmerman. Yeah, it's not too bad, but it is nighttime.
It's nice seeing the kids have fun, though.
Yeah, man. We got some brand new kids got some stick time today. I was
don't know if they may
put 2 batteries through an Arrow Scout with a guy. Roy. Yeah, the night flyers. That's why I set up like this, to get these turkeys flying behind us.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
What's up, Axel RC? Fred Barron. Big Jim, there he is in the chat. And here. Boom.
I'm glad you passed.
They're getting pretty close. I'm waiting for one of them to hit the
yeah.
fence.
I
Yeah.
want to come right back over. I want to catch it.
Probably
Just
no
gotta
problem.
grab your cane over there and we'll just hook it as it comes by.
What's up, Dad?
There you go. Take baseball swings out.
Nice.
Hey, somebody come and fly over me again. Fly radiant over me.
Yeah.
Oh, low. We almost
Nice.
hit- we almost hit
Three
it.
now.
I should get as much of the field as I can.
Come on, do that again. Come on, Nate. Don't be a wuss. Come on. I mean, Nick. Come on, Nick. Hurry up.
I ought to get my big
Do we need to
fat
duck?
head out of the way.
Hurry up,
get under
Nick.
the table.
Come on, it's too slow.
We have 4 radians up there.
Where's your lid?
Everybody else has been. We're lost in the field somewhere. Oh.
That's great.
Yeah.
There's several of us.
What's up,
out
Craig
there.
Beaven? Yeah, we told you Bigfoot was going to be awesome. Dang. Whoa! Dang it!
He hit it at least.
Yeah, dude, wingtip like surfed the fence
Wing tip the fence.
and lived to tell about it.
That's
Holy
right. Do it again
smokes.
On purpose this time.
Not hurt me.
Yeah, we told you Bigfoot was going to be awesome, guys. It has been for sure.
We would not lie.
And a bunch of us are, didn't even begin to pack. So I think it's going to
Right there.
go on tomorrow a little bit.
That was way too far away.
Okay, I'll knock your head off this time.
Should I get freaking Nick's timber and do it?
Was there any questions in the chat? Or?
Not really.
We might need to move, huh?
Oh, I'm moving for that one.
What are we talking about doing?
The air battle happened already. That was yesterday. That was fun.
Bobby fly the Tasman or whatever.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah, if anybody can do it.
Look at the bend on that one. Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Looked like a Hobie Hawk.
Yeah, they've been like trying to bend it. They've just been doing
How old is the new pipe?
baking 90 degrees.
I don't know.
Zoom is on.
Evolution, dude. Are you gonna fly it through the fence? All right. After that, we're gonna end the stream. All right, Rowan. Let me sit there real fast. Trade me seats.
Rowan's famous now. How old are you, Rowan? 10?
And you're already in the Air Force Academy.
10. Is that what you said? Where's the flagpole? There it is. So I'm gonna have to move. Hey V, what's up, dude? Hanging out by the fence, flying the Radian. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna set up the shot right here, and then we're gonna move because we're gonna try to get
Carnage.
Oh,
Move the camera.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
what?
Move along.
All right. Did that hit you, Dave?
They hit each other. Two planes.
Like you or plane or you?
I've never seen that.
Flying.
That hit you or your plane? Guys. So yeah,
Don't do this at home.
guys, we're gonna get up and move over because what Nate's gonna do.
What we do is just leave the computer.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Get up and move.
Huh?
Is the X-29 what?
70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I got one. We'll fix you over.
Move it a little.
Yeah, so they're gonna fly through that. All right, yeah, we're moving
Yeah,
these chairs.
single 70.
Oh, hang on. We'll be back.
That's the second time I've hit Marshall in the back.
Second time wicked Marshall.
In the back.
Second time. Hey, there's a whole bunch of drinks and stuff over by the concession stand. They're free. You might need these things free.
Here too.
Soft drinks, water, whatever. Yeah, thank you.
All right, Nate, getting ready?
You got it.
All right, so stick with us.
All right, low pass on the radio, right? Pretty low right there.
So, guys, what we're getting ready to do is don't do it. Don't do it. We're doing it, and these are only professionals here at a closed facility with about 3 safety officers per 15 people. So we're good. So you see the flagpole. There's the flagpole. There's the fence. If you remember my Instagrams, Bobby has flown a knife edge through that space, but that was last year. The space is tightened up by probably a foot and a half. It's a little narrower than it was, and Nate's going to try to get through it for us. So we're going to turn this so we get as much sky as I know. I really kind of want it centered, but I want you to see as much as you can of the setup here. So I'm going to get out of the shot, and Nate's going to figure this out.
There any Dracos in one piece left?
This could end quickly. Right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
He wasn't here to play one of them. The
All
other
right,
one.
which way should I come through? Should I come through here? Should I come through here? I want to come through here because that running stand won't be in my way.
Then do it.
Yeah, let me move. Let me move these two.
Yeah. That's what makes it fun. Well, that was Scott's idea, but yeah, it is a good idea.
Oh!
Nick!
Hey, that's fresh, dude.
I had a thud with it.
Looks like you're buying a new night radio.
The night radio. Oh, this is really, you have to watch Nate do this.
Yeah, no.
This is kind of a bet for Bobby. Bobby did the other flagpole.
Yeah, guys, stick around. It's going to be worth it.
Bobby did it with the
Thanks for all your support, all that good stuff. Follow on social. We've been putting out stuff from the Bigfoot show all week long.
You have
And
to leave the stands there, Bobby said. You got to leave the stands.
no problem. What's up, Brian Chambers? So once he's up in the air, I'm going to get out of here. I can't see the comments, though, because my phone's a hotspot. I don't want to mess with it. You got the comments up? Scott, can you see them? Because I'm staying over there with you.
Yeah.
Man. That's why I can't have nice planes.
There probably will be carnage, yes. There will be carnage.
You and Brad say
So appreciate you guys, all you members. And listen, yeah, like I said, tons of content's been coming out from Bigfoot. I filmed a bunch of stuff. The Birmingham RC Facebook group and Instagram, they're gonna have things. And I've put out a bunch this week, and I'll be putting out more as well. Hopefully you saw that. Comment on that stuff, give it a like, engage with it. That's what this is all about. At the end of all, when it comes to sharing the fun out as successfully as possible, we rely on you guys to engage with this stuff so it'll happen and actually get put in front of people. So do all that YouTube stuff, do all that Instagram stuff, engage with the content. I'm going to get out of the way. Check Nate Kugel out on the sticks.
Probably should get up myself.
Scott, give me some vertical of this.
Yeah, I am. Look at that.
Oh, I'm having trouble.
You all right, Tony?
Yep.
Are you ready?
I sat too long.
Thank you for asking.
Oh, that was close. You guys should be watching this.
Yep. Stay in a safe spot.
Oh! So close.
Bobby K.
Folks, don't do that at home.
Please don't. But if you do, buy another one at pilotryanmedia.com. Or
Links in the disc.
links in the distro, or come and see me at the shop. You know the drill.
Right, check this out. This is going to be sick.
Bobby K, you are the title holder.
Slow-mo, baby. Watch this. Here comes. Down the fence. Here comes.
Dude, I didn't.
Oh, thank you, Scott. Look at this.
Oh,
you
You could not have hit that.
Here's another angle.
All right, guys. Hey, it didn't work out, but that was epic. And Scott, you gonna let me? Can I post that?
Oh yeah, it's all yours.
All right. Scott got me a wicked slow-mo of Nate completely destroying that one. That was close, but no cigar. BitGo, that's so good. Airdrop me. No, not right now.
Okay.
It's a hot spot for the stream. Seriously, tomorrow that's going up.
Dude, that was awesome.
Tomorrow that's going up.
Did you see it explode in the stream?
No, I was over here watching it in real life. I wasn't sitting here. I wanted to be out of the way.
But what I'm saying is, was the computer in the exact angle that it's in right now?
Yes.
Because you can see that gap.
They saw it. That's why I did that.
They saw the.
That's why I set up here. The whole reason why I set up here tonight, guys. The whole reason. Nate, that was sick.
I almost had it, man. I was so close. I was
So close,
I was
bro.
So close.
You were all over it. You got it.
That was killer.
You really
Hey, with
did
that,
all
I'm going to
man.
probably wrap this one. All right, you guys.
I just
A degree off.
it's time to be here. And sorry you couldn't make it. We're gonna share it with you the best we can, and we have been. And there's more to come on this. I'm gonna give Scott all the footage I got, and he's gonna be able to use it for putting something together and for promotions in the future.
Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome, bro. Thank you for everything, man. What a show you guys put on.
Man, you're awesome.
Guys, I'm gonna roll. That's it. I'm gonna be here. You guys are great. We'll see you on social. All that good stuff. I'm out of here in 5. Hanger Rats forever. 3 you later. You're too good to be forgotten. We'll see you next time. Bounce. See you guys. Thanks so much.